song that's never been heard. How do you know when you hear the call? What do you do when you're done it all? Cannonball, cannonball, cannonball. It's not what you do, it's how you do. Be anything you want to be. It's not what you got, it's how you do. You be you and I'll be me. It doesn't matter. You can't make it. Fly that might be free. If you got the soul, you can make it. Move 'em out. Let 'em roll from sea to shining sea. What do you do when the mountain is there? How do you answer the challenging day? When your back's against the wall, what do you do when you've done it all? Let 'em roll from sea to shining sea. Oh. Cannonball. Hey, now cannonball. 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 Cannonball.
Yes, indeed. Good afternoon, morning, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers, and sisters. This is the Apex Online Racing Project Cars Season 7, Round 6 here at Zhuhai International Circuit. My name is King-Kodiak, and I will be your commentator throughout this evening's race. So, without further ado, let us get on with the show, shall we? That's not the scene I was after. That's the one I was looking for, and I've just remembered I've forgotten to do something. So, one thing I need to do is unmute the game. There we go. And what I'm looking for is that. And we should be seeing names on the overlay when I jump back in. And here we are. 9.5 minutes to go then. Let me just do that so I get into my spectator's position. Right. 20 drivers currently with us. I think we just lost someone. I'm not 100% sure. Unless the overlay was getting confused by me jumping in and out of the qualifying, not 100% sure. As you can see, it is raining here at Zhuhai. Groby in the roof currently leads the way with 133.399. And does not improve as he crosses the line, possibly to start another time lap. Colonel McCoy in second, also in the roof. Now, it's been tipped that the roofs have or potentially have an advantage here. We will see how that plays out. So Colonel McCoy second, 133.988. Star Classic in third position. Also in the roof. Very close at the top there. So half a second separates the first two. Ramdrop in the Audi. Fourth position with the 134. Oh, it's just been demoted. One tyre championship leader. Jumps up into second position with the 133.646. 2.5 tenths away from Groby. Well, well, well. Plenty of time, though, for that two chains. Let's see how he gets on. Matster in the McLaren. I've left the driver line on. I've left the damn driver line on again. Only just realised. I do apologise. Matster in sixth. 134.820. Vadim Championship contender in the Audi 134.837. Not having a great qualifying so far. Currently finds himself in 7th. Oops, runs a little bit wide at that penultimate turn. Just going to double check something with the map. Yep, I thought so. Lovely. Did Vadim improve? Just going to hover around his name. Doesn't look like he did. Gonzo also in. Is Gonzo Audi or Gonzo? He's Roof. Just seen Franco Dro's improving time there, and Gonzo has returned to the pits. He's currently 8th position, 135.018. Wacky Racer, 135.245 in the McLaren. It wasn't his McLaren you just saw coming past the line, which was a little bit confusing. But as you can see, there he goes, just leaving the pit lane. Fast Draw, 10th position, 135. No, he's just been demoted. Morvik in the green Bentley. That is Ease Neptune, I think. Let's just... no, it's Groby. I beg your pardon. It's current positive Groby. Sitting... Oh! And that's Morvik trying to get out of people's way. And there is Neptune in the other Aston Martin, possibly starting a time. There's Gonzo, as previously mentioned. Wacky Racer. Fast Draw. Nick Mido in the McLaren. 12th position, 135.305. Max AFC in the Audi, oversteering a little bit at I think that's turn, where is that? A race tip, I've never commentated here. That was turn 2. It's a double apex right-hander which forms turn 1 and 2 at the beginning of the lap. So 13th with 135.959. Neptune then, is he in the pits? He is. So we saw Neptune out on track earlier on. This one of the Mercedes. It was Brzezinski just coming across into 14th position, 136.315. Neptune's in the pits, as is J89. Oh no, he's not, beg your pardon, J89 on track, then just starting a time lap, currently 16th, 136.542. Franco Dro's Aston Martin, there he is, 136.690. He's just come around turns 11 and 12. He's on the final stretch of the lap. Oh, was that just a demotion there? Nope, I don't think it was. That's me getting lost a bit. A back. That's not a name I've commentated on so far this season. So welcome to you. In the Roof, currently 18th, 137.158 in the Roof. HFO in the Bentley, 137.836, 19th position. Just coming out to have another crack. Just over 5 minutes to go. Dangerous Janetta, he is in the Roof as well. He is 138.498. I should have enough time. What I'm going to do, I have to leave the session in order to turn the driver line off, which is what I'm going to do. So do bear with me whilst I do so, because that is going to bug the life out of me and everyone else concerned. So bear with me just a moment. You'll hear me clicking around. Turn that off. Should have enough time to get back into the session. Thought I was set up ready to go, and then my intro crashed, and then I forgot to turn the damn driver line off. Yes, I have enough time. Jumping back into server, so when that is fully loaded up, I will turn the stream back on, and you will see who is where. So bear with me just a short moment whilst I rejoin the action. Here we are then. And I can turn the stream back on. One tyre has taken the lead. Groby has vanished. He's right down there. What on earth has happened there? Groby, our previous pole sitter, has not only been usurped, but he's right the way down the back of the order. Don't understand what's gone on there unless everyone set better times. Let's have a look at the time he's board at the moment. It's still quite a broad spread. Groby must have left and returned himself. Oh dear, looks like we've got several people without times at the back of the field. Whoops, that wasn't what I meant to do. I do apologise there. One tyre then is your pole sitter. I'm getting my button clicked all wrong. And there he is. Oops, as he goes a bit deep into, I think that's turn 11. And that McLaren just behind him. I'm not sure who that was because the relative board doesn't want to work on his name. Star Classic in second then. Great effort from this Roof driver He's just 2.5 tenths down from one tyre then. Colonel McCoy. So is a roof 1-2-3 at the moment. 134.289 for the Colonel. Ram drop. Currently fourth. Where is he? He's just come through turn 10 down towards turn 11. I think. No, beg your pardon. He's just done turn 2. That's the right King-Kodiak 3. Now coming through 4 and 5. I think if I've got. Yep, that is exactly where he has just been. And on he goes then. And that is Franco Droz, I think, this is pulled over. Looked like an Aston Martin. Whereas Warntai, he's just crossed the line. Did he improve? I don't think he did. So he didn't improve his time any. Just over 2 minutes remaining. Warntai does have enough time to complete this lap. Star Classic. I think that's turns 1 and 2. Yes, it is. So Star Classic is on the beginning of a lap. Where is Colonel McCoy? There he is. That is heading down towards turn 9, I think. Yes, it is. Oh, he's run very wide at 10. Oh, he's kept out of the wall, but he has spun it. That is the end of Colonel McCoy's qualifying session. That's him in the pits. His day is done. Revs ram drop then. Just coming over the line, I think. Oh, he's cut that close, but he could just about. Should be able to complete the lap as long as he doesn't get any penalties. But Groby's jumped back up to the top. 133.282. Groby steals the pole time. Very, very nice. Where's Warntai? I think he's in the pits. Yes, he is. Groby, Warntai, Star Classic, all roof, and the first 4 are roofs. Next one on track is Ramdrop. That is De Brzancic. Directly ahead of Ramdrop. That is not going to help him. If Brzancic is on a lap, he does not have to yield. Good evening, Franco Droz. Good to see you in the chat. G89 has just taken that 16th position. How are you feeling ahead of tonight's race, Mr. Franco? And are you going to chase me around this wet track as I fly off the road as I try and do a practice lap? Brzancic got out of the way of Ramdrop in the end, but had the damage already been done, I wonder? Let's just follow Ramdrop through his lap. Turns 11, and then the right kink of 12. Slight left bend of 13 there. There's no corner markers on it. Heavy brake into 14th. Very easy to get this one wrong. Does Ramdrop improve? 5 seconds to go. Down to the line. He did not. Ramdrop remained in his position. The plan is to survive wet and then beast mode in the dry. Okay, got you, Franco. Right. So we have HFO and East Neptune not setting a time. Interesting. Well, let me come out and see what chaos I can cause in the practice session. 15-minute warm-up is listed, but it will be. Oh, and that's. I can't see. Whoops. I'll get my right view in a minute. That's an Aston. I wonder if that is Mr. Franco Droz that is following me. Skipping warm-up at the 10-minute mark. So we have 5 minutes of me being chased by the Aston Martin of what I believe to be Franco Droz. Oh, first gear, not at all what I meant to do there. I have raced on this circuit, but it was dry and it was in the BMW, and I had the driver line on. So I am going to be doing that rather a lot, I imagine. Oh, that's cruel. Cut track penalty like that. Well, that's the nature of the beast, though. So a few people will probably be coming out to have a bit of a practice. I picked the Mercedes to do this in. I just quite like the noise of it, if I'm honest. I've got somebody coming up behind me. I'm not sure who it is. Oh, brake too early. Just going to go very wide to allow whoever that is past me. as Franco Droz. I think he's the only asset on field this evening. I'm not 100% sure on that one. Now we have got mixed conditions here today. Starting off wet and will dry out as the race goes on. So, well, that's the plan. Whether that actually happens remains to be seen. Project Cars' instability when it comes to changing weather is well documented. I've done no pre-stream practice in this. So this is actually my first time driving the Merc in the wet at Zhuhai. That's my excuse and I am sticking to it. Bit deep there at turn 7. Dangerous Janetta there, having trouble with Discord. Pretty much finding that the brake markers I remember from the BMW League I can use in this combination. I confess I do quite like this track. I had great fun. I didn't do very well when I raced here in the BMW League at this track. I was actually disqualified from it due to in one of the races as the person I was following lagged out, and when they lagged back in again, or in between them lagging out and lagging in, I had struck the back of their car apparently, because it had lagged into mine and then disappeared off into the distance. So I was left with 3 wheels on the side of the track. Oh, because I was talking about that, I flew off the road. Multitasking fail. Yeah, so because of that I was disqualified from the race, which was a shame. But I won the next one at Silverstone, so I had that consolation. Sadly, for family reasons, I had to pull out of that league, so I never actually managed to finish it. But I have had, but because of it, I have had a racing league experience here at AOR. And a race winner through it as well, which I never envisaged. And our coordinator for this league, Morvik, was in this. Was in the BMW League. I think he was coordinating that one as well, if I remember correctly. We have had a call to get back to the pits, so that is exactly what I would do. So yes, Morvik was leading that particular race, and he binned it, which allowed me to come past him, and I won as a result. He was gaining on me lap on lap on lap on lap, so another couple of laps and he would have definitely overtaken me on that occasion, but never mind. We're not here to talk about that, we are here to talk about this session. I keep doing that, why do I keep doing that? There we go. Looks like everybody is in the garage, so... And there we go, right on cue. I'm just going to wait, because people have had sort of disconnection problems. I'm just going to hold fire at the beginning of the formation lap, which, for anyone not familiar with the rolling start, the lights go green, everybody rolls off, and a formation lap will begin. Roaring Bentleys here at the back. There they go, the field is now on its way. Now the reason why I'm just loitering and not going straight to the pits is just in case I see any ghost cars stranded, which I did not. So I will now return to the pit box and we will talk about our races. Groby them leads the way in a roof dominated field at the front. Roof 1, 2, 3, 4, Audi 5, roof 6, McLaren I think that is 7. Yeah, there was indeed McLaren in 7th position of Mazda. Vadim, Audi. Dangerous Janetta in the roof, 9. Morvik in the Bentley in 10. So Morvik didn't have a great day qualifying wise. But we will see how these interchanging conditions affect other people. Some people may have gone for a predominantly wet setup and hope that they've built up enough of a gap before the dry part appears. And others may have gone for a... Oh, one side got a little bit squirrely there on the formation map. Oh, crikey. I don't know whether he's doing that on purpose, but he's very, very squirrely. I suspect he's doing it on purpose. And the formation point. Yeah, so some people may have gone for a wet setup, others may have gone for a predominantly dry setup and just kind of deal with the wet part. Fast Draw's pulling over. Fast Draw lagged. Oh, that was a very big lag. Oh, Fast Draw's in trouble. Fast Draw is in trouble. So he's hit the wall and he's just going to keep reappearing. Where is he? He's right the way down the back. And that's HFO going slowly. Could be trouble early on. But we're waiting for the race start. And away we go. We are racing here at Zhuhai. And Groby's had a great start. Then one time defending from Star Classic. And oh, what a move by Star Classic on the outside. That's brave and the wet. One time went for a defensive, more cautious move into turn 1. And that has paid off. He's regained that second position from Star Classic. We saw a great dive bomb from Star Classic last time around. Didn't quite pay off for him this time. Into turn 4 and 5, and we have impact there. Star Classic and one tyre. Oh, impact! There's a great big part of there. It's one tyre may have had a cut track penalty, 4 or 5 wide there. Oh goodness me! One tyre is falling through the order. On board with him, he's now down in 7th position due to that impact. Oh goodness me! Terrible runs, and that is Star Classic. I think running very wide. Oh, one tyre giving that is Dangerous Janetta, who just gave a bit of a squeeze to. Oh, it was Colonel McCoy. Directly ahead. It was Star Classic that was running wide there. So the race being led by Groby. He's already 2.5 seconds against Ramdrop. Ahead of Ramdrop. They're now up to 2nd. Great start for him. For Dean, brilliant start for him. Now up to 3rd in the sister Audi. So, and that's Master who's also had who's capitalised on other people's mistakes. He's up to 4th in the McLaren. Oh my goodness me! One tyre with a big dive bomb. He's hit Conor McCoy, and Conor McCoy giving him a tap back. One tyre is not having a great race here. That's Conor McCoy on his inside. He's going to gain that 7th position by the look of it. Now heading up down the back straight. Great centres there. And one tyre's trying to break later than Conor McCoy. 2 wide. Oh, and that's Dangerous Janetta, I think, running 2 wide at that final turn. Let's go on board with one side. There he is. The 3 wide down the start finish straight. 3 roofs. Oh my goodness me. That is one tyre. Colonel McCoy and Dangerous Janetta. One tyre outside. Dangerous Janetta gets the inside. Nudges the Colonel McCoy into one tyre. Oh goodness me. More disaster for the championship leader as he's now down into 10th position. There's position swapping here, there and everywhere. One tyre is not faring too well at the moment. Nick Mido is now up to 9th. Wacky Racer 8. That's Colonel McCoy and Dangerous Janetta still going at it as they go through 4 and 5. Heading down towards 6. And Dangerous Janetta then is ahead of Colonel McCoy. He's gone very deep. He does make it stick though. Oh, but he's run a little bit wide of the exit. Should still keep it going. Oh, there is action up and down the field. I can't keep up with all of it. Wacky Racer in the spray. The 2 routes ahead. Colonel McCoy with a look on the inside of turn 9. But things better off. One tyre's already now back up to 8th with a lovely inside manoeuvre on the McLaren. Is he going to be able to hold it? Yes, he does. That is 8th position to one tyre and his recovery drive from the start then. If anyone can do it, this man certainly can. And look at that. That's Nick Mido in his McLaren trying to pressure for the next position. Nicely done. Nice amount of space given by all concerned. Side by side, the 2 McLarens as they've come through turn 12, through 13. That is Nick Mido ahead of Wacky Racer now. Up into 9th position. Wacky Racer not letting that one go though. They come into turn 14. Look at the stream of cars here. And through, crossing the line to start another lap then. And that is Gonzo as well. He's recently been promoted to a racing in this league. Oh my goodness me, that's Max with a massive dive bomb. But could not make it stick. Well played by everybody there to avoid contact. Max AFC was way too late on his brakes. Managed to keep it out of the grass, but did not gain a position. That's Morvik. He was qualified in 10th. He's down in 14th. What a terrible start for the Bentley there. He's already on the case of Max, though. Can he do anything about it? I don't think he will. Brzanczyk, back towards the back of the field. 16th, 17th is GA89, 18th Fast Draw. He's done a terrible start. We saw him having lag problems early on. There's HFO in 19th, and Neptune, the back pair being Bentleys. Oh, but goodness me, 2 cars going wide. That's allowed the pair of Bentleys to gain another couple of positions. Max and Morvik still having their battle here in 13th position. Let's jump back up to the front of the field. Groby is gone. He is away. Broken away from Ramdrop in 2nd position in the Audi, who has lost his teammate Vadim. Where has he gone? Where has Vadim? Oh, no, he hasn't. He's right there. He's just lost a position to Massa, that's all. So Vadim then has lost 3rd position to the McLaren of Massa. What a great drive he's having so far. As they come through, lost track of where they are. Is that turn 14? Yes, it is. So turn 14 is that Vadim shaping up for an inside manoeuvre towards turn 1, on board with the Audi. He's having to brake early, and Mazda saw him coming. Oh, that's made Mazda go wide. That's 3rd position to... Oh, my goodness me. Contact there with Star Classic. He nudged the McLaren. Goodness me. It is all kicking off around here. So then, that is Star Classic capitalising on the fact that Mazda went wide at turn 1, and he has gone up to 4th position. Then Mazda down to 5th. There's Dangerous Ginetta, 6th position. Warren Tyres up to 7th now, as he continues to make up ground from a disastrous start. Conor McCoy is down in 8th now in the roof. Then there's Nick Mido in the orange McLaren coming into turn 7 with Wacky Racer straight behind him. Oh, that's Franco Droz getting with a very heavy braking into... I mean, it's a very heavy braking zone anyway into turn 7, but it looked like he was having to brake harder than he possibly wanted to. Have we got a pass going on here? No, not quite. Great battle here. That's Conor McCoy, Dangerous Ginetta, and War Tyres now to 6th position then. Every time I look at War Tyre, he's gained a position again. So he's now to 6th then. He's just come past Dangerous Ginetta. A little bit of a gap between him and Mazda. Star Classic still on the case of Vadim. Vadim now to 3rd place, as we saw earlier on. But Vadim has got quite some distance to gain between himself and his teammate Ramdrop, who has 7.2 seconds to gain on Groby. Groby's having a stunning race here today. He is away. Groby has already come through. Where is he? He's just gone through 1 and 2. There you just saw at the back of the shot was Ramdrop. Nope, you don't even see it in that shot. So on board with Ramdrop. That is what 7.5 seconds looks like. Goodness me. Groby is doing very well. There's Vadim beginning to break away a little bit from Star Classic as Gonzo and Franco Dro swap position. Oh, a little bit wide there for Star Classic. You have to be careful. The game does not like you doing that. Mazda in 5th position with Warren Tyre. Keeping the pressure on in 6th position. Dangerous Ginetta staying with him though. That battle is not yet spent as... Oh, Conor McCoy, I thought I saw him coming a bit quick into turn 7, and again he has. So that has put Nick Mido really close to his tail, but Nick Mido not able to capitalise on the mistake of Conor McCoy. Let's come back up to Warren Tyre then, as he's really reeling in Mazda, but equally he's got Dangerous Ginetta in his rearview mirrors, so Warren Tyre cannot relax at the moment. There's so many close battles at the moment, I just cannot look at them all, so apologies for that, but there's only one of me, I'm afraid, and I can't look at everybody. There we go, there's Conor McCoy and Nick Mido very, very close together. With that is Wacky Racer not too far behind. Franco Droz is pretty close to Gonzo, who we just skipped past there. There's Gonzo in the roof, Franco Droz. Max AFC still has the Bentley of Morvik right with him. So people have generally settled into a rhythm, but it's still very, very close in a number of areas. There's Brzanczyk with... Oh, that's A-back going off again. Back on circuit, but that's going to lose him time. Here comes Neptune then. He's not having a great race here. Back going towards the inside. Neptune not able to capitalise. HFO is really far back. But GA89 is continuing going fast. Troy is way back. What has happened to him? Back up to the front then. Did Groby lose time that lap around? Let's have a look at the last lap. 135.1, 135.3. No, he didn't. Just the way that the timings look. Let's look at Star Classic on Vadim then, because this battle is still not spent. Less than a second separates these two. Separates the Roof and the Audi. Audi still ahead of the Roof at the moment, but Vadim is still having to keep half a mind on Star Classic behind. We know Star Classic loves those big lunging moves on the inside. One tyre is now up to 5th position. He's gained another spot. He's nailed Mazda off of camera. Unfortunately, I completely missed that one. So again, I need to keep more of an eye on Warthog because he really is on the move. As he comes through 11 and 12. That move on Mazda has put him in dangerous Ginetta's grasp. We'll see how the McLaren manages to fend off this Roof. Oops, the camera is jumping around that. Oh, that's very close into turn 14. Let's go on board with the Roof then. See just the concertina effect. The McLaren able to get his gas on a little bit earlier, and dangerous Ginetta has not quite got an answer for it. He's staying with him though. Is he going to have a dive bomb into turn 1? Yes, he does. On board with the Roof as he does an impact with the McLaren. Unfortunately, dangerous Ginetta doing the right thing, allowing Mazda to retake that position. And there he goes then. Mazda back into 6th position then. A bit optimistic by dangerous Ginetta, but that has put Colonel McCoy right on DG's rear wing. 4-way battle here. 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th of Mazda, dangerous Ginetta, Colonel McCoy and Nick Mido. And I thought Nick Mido was shaping up for a move there. As he's having a look, is he going to try something into turn 7? No. Well defended though by Colonel McCoy. And the horse also, that's Wacky Racer, the position 10 on the McLaren. No one is really that far ahead of anybody at the moment. Oh, that's a move there by DG, trying again to get someone on the McLaren, but he's nudged the back of the McLaren. This time DG comes off worse, down to 10th place. Oh, that gave a position to Colonel McCoy, Nick Mido and Wacky Racer as a result of it. Oh, goodness me, dangerous Ginetta cannot get a break. Every move he's tried does not seem to have paid off so far. Oh, and we just saw Colonel McCoy there having a look on the inside of Mazda, but to no avail at the moment. And look at this, that's Gonzo getting interested in this particular battle as well. Well, so that's 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th and 11th in this particular pack. There they go, look as they stream past. Keeping an eye on the timings though ahead of me against Star Classic, staying within a second of Vadim, but not able to close into an attacking position just yet. Down through turn 1 yet again, this particular pack. Oh, and that was quite wide for Gonzo. Although saying that, he did manage to get back in line for to get to the apex of turn 2, so maybe that's just the line he chooses to use. Unless, of course, he outbreaks himself a little bit. Dangerous Ginetta staying right with Wacky Racer. Very, very close then, and this could be a moment for Colonel McCoy. He's got the momentum on the McLaren. Can he do anything about it? Into turn 7. Oh, well defended there by the McLaren again. Mazda seems to be defending all race long from a Roof. Down the straight through the right-hand kink of 8. Whoops, looks like Colonel McCoy went off the road there. Oh, hello. That's dangerous. Ginetta shaping out Wacky Racer, but could not get the momentum to do it. He had a look on the inside, made his presence known, but could not get the momentum he needed to get that 9th position. Ooh, I think Wacky Racer got a little bit squirrely on the exit of turn 10 there, but didn't lose out as a result of it. Again, dangerous Ginetta having a think about it on the inside of turn 11. And now he's got Gonzo right with him, so DG has got to keep half an eye on his rearview mirrors as well. As that's back and Neptune swapping position, and there they are, the Roof losing out to the Bentley. I want to keep a very close eye. Oh, goodness me, that's the McLaren. That's the McLaren of Wacky Racer that's gone off. He's lost positions. He's down to 11th now. He's overcooked it in between 13 and 14 somewhere. Oh, Gonzo having a look at the inside of dangerous Ginetta at turn 1. Oh, that's optimistic. Did he make it stick? It looks like he has. I think dangerous Ginetta trying to get out of it. He's lost pace. He's now side by side with the McLaren of Wacky Racer. Oh, and again DG having to take a little bit of an evasive. He's now on the inside for turn 4. And he makes it stick. He's defended that brilliantly well from Wacky Racer, but the McLaren's not done yet. on board with Wacky Racer. Can he do anything about it now? It doesn't look like he's gaining enough on Dangerous Janetta to have another go. There is Franco Droz just in the back of the shot. Don't discount the Aston just yet. Colonel McCoy and Mazda still fighting for that 6th position as they come through turn 10. And they come then, Colonel McCoy trying to get the momentum he needs on the McLaren, but to no avail at the moment. All the while, this is allowing Warm Tyre just to open the gap between himself and 6th position of Mazda. It's interesting, Colonel McCoy looks like he takes a much tighter line through turns 11 and 12 than the McLaren. It seems to be working. Their respective lines seems to be working well for both of them. As they cross the line again. Still pretty close together. Is Colonel McCoy going to have a look on the inside? Certainly not from there at turn 1. It's keeping his presence known, but Mazda had that one covered. Colonel McCoy took that a little bit too sharp. I think he went to the apex a bit too early, and that's compromised his exit from turn 1. But he's still sticking with that McLaren as they come through 4 and 5. Have to be very, very careful how you take that. That's A back and HFO swapping position further down. Oh, is Fastraw retired? Yes, Fastraw has retired from the race, sadly. What a shame. What a great shame for Fastraw. Let's check in then with our race leader. There he is, Groby. He is, well, there's the gap you can see between himself and still round drop as Groby comes through turn 11 and 12. Round drop is roughly equidistant between himself and his teammate of Vadim. Vadim has had Star Classic for company, but not quite close enough that he has to do any particular major moves. There's Warm Tyre trying to make a difference. Oh, we have an impact. We have an impact. It's Mazda. Mazda is lagging. There is Mazda. He's in great trouble. He's lagging here, there, and everywhere. Mazda is essentially, is he out of this race? He's still driving, but the McLaren from 5th position is in great trouble then. What a shame. He was having a great race here, but lag problems have struck major damage to that McLaren, down in 15th position. Oh dear, and that was a bad re-entry for Mazda. Again, could still be lag related. He nudged into the side of Neptune. Oh, and that's a very, very sick McLaren. The damage is heavy. Might he retire as a result of this? I do not know, but just seen Dangerous Janetta swap in position. There he is. That is Gonzo right in his tail. I think he just defended the position from Gonzo. Gonzo is determined to make a move on DG, it seems. In this pack, you have got Colonel McCoy, Nick Mido, Dangerous Janetta, Gonzo, and at the back of it, Wacky Racer. That is 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th in this particular battle coming through turn 7. Anything can happen, especially in the wet. And hello to you, Nismo. Hello, sir. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you are well, sir. Welcome to the stream. Quite a lot of action already going on, and have we... It looks like we've lost Mazda. Mazda has disconnected from the session. What a shame for him. He was doing so well before lag struck. But on they go. Oh, it's dangerous. And having a look in the inside of the McLaren. No, not quite at turn 11. Something else I've been trying to keep an eye on. It's this man, Warm Tyre again. And there he goes. He's been slowly but surely reeling in the roof of Star Classic. I know some of you like to look at the lap times. There you are, 134.5 for Warm Tyre, 136.1 for Star Classic, so he's gained a lot there. And Warm Tyre has got the fastest lap of the race at the moment, 134.545. He just did it. Actually, the lap he just did is his fastest of the race and the fastest of everybody. Oh, no way. He's been having pedal trouble. That's not good. As we see Warm Tyre shaping up Star Classic for a move. Oh, goodness me. On board with Warm Tyre, heading down towards turn 7. Is he going to challenge for that 4th position? Star Classic's gone wide. That's Warm Tyre's opportunity. Star Classic did get back on the gas just about early enough to keep Warm Tyre at bay. But can Warm Tyre get the momentum he needs towards turn 9? He's got the inside manoeuvre. Oh, Star Classic well defended there. It's gone a little bit wide, but that should be okay, hitting down to 10. Warntire realised he was going to run too wide. Again, that's... so gave the appropriate amount of room for it. There, just up ahead is... Is that Vadim? It is! It's third place for Vadim, Warntire's arch rival in the championship. I think still Vadim's still second. I forgot to check the championship positions actually before coming into the race. Warntire nailed to the back of the roof. He's determined to... Oh, it's running very, very narrow on that turn 14. Can that give him the momentum he needs? Side by side with Star Classic heading down the start-finish straight. That's going to give Warntire the inside for turn 1. This looks like the move is done. And, oh, he's gone very deep. Warntire's gone very deep. Then Star Classic reclaims that 4th position. Goodness me, Warntire's had that one planned for quite some time, but sadly couldn't make it stick. That is going to hand the advantage back to Vadim then, as this is going to hold Warntire's charge up. Warntire now looking at the outside of Star Classic, but to no avail at the moment. Tyres must be feeling pretty second hand by now as they come through turn 7. Oops, looks like Warntire ran a little bit wide there. Is Morvik in trouble, or is he in the pits? Morvik must have been in trouble because he's lost a couple of positions there. And Back and GA89 have been having a great scrap. I've been seeing their names swap in position quite a lot. They jump back up to Warntire then with his battle with Star Classic. They've just come through turn 10. And again, it feels like at any given moment Warntire is going to pounce into the braking zone for 11. Well defended by Star Classic. And let's see how they do. They're following pretty much identical lines at the exit of 12. Warntire's keeping his presence known. That's making Star Classic go a little bit more defensive than he probably would like. And that's going to give them the momentum to Warntire into the slipstream. Is he gaining? Is he gaining? Little by little, yes he is. He now jumps out. Oh, and Star Classic suddenly broke. Very, very early break by Star Classic there. Oh, and Warntire's run wide on the exit of 2. Is that going to give the momentum back to Star Classic? Not quite. Warntire well defended. I think that early break certainly caught me by surprise. Oh, as Warntire's run a little bit deep at turn 4, just about kept it on the black stuff. And now it's Star Classic's turn to keep the pressure on. On board with Star Classic then. Oh, Star Classic loves those big lunges. Can he get it slowed down? No, he's gone too deep. And that gives the position back to Warntire then. This is 4th position they're fighting for. Up through 6 towards, I beg your pardon, through 8 and heading to 9. Through they come then. Star Classic trying to hang on to the back of Warntire. This is Warntire's opportunity to now stretch his legs. He's been held up behind Star Classic for quite a while now. And it does look like Warntire's now getting the hammer down, trying to build up a bit of a gap so that he can continue to push as opposed to defend. Doesn't look like doesn't look like Star Classic has an answer for Warntire's charge, as now he's back underway. You see where the gap between himself and Vadim is as he crosses the line. It is 6.5 seconds. That is how much the roof has to close down from the Audi. Does Vadim have anything in his eyes? He's been pretty consistent, I think, for a while now. We have a look at the lap times. 1:34.4 by Groby to set the fastest lap of the race. Out there in the lead. 1:34.9 by Ramdrop. 1:35.1 by Vadim. All three of the podium positions setting their fastest lap last time around. Of course, Warntire held up behind Star Classic, so 1:35.5 for him. Oh, and that, I thought for a moment Warntire was going to be going a bit deep into 7, but Star Classic stuck right with him. On board with Star Classic, then heading down towards turn 9. Star Classic is keeping that gap. And that's not going to be pleasing Warntire at all, as Nick Mido and Dangerous Janetta have just swapped positions. Dangerous Janetta probably has gone a little bit too deep at 7. That's allowed the McLaren to come through. This quartet is still broadly fighting. Dangerous Genetta's got Wacky Racer right behind him. And Nick Mido is challenging Colonel McCoy as well. So there are battles everywhere. Oh, and Dangerous Genetta a bit squirrely on the exit of 10. Down towards 11. And look at that. The McLaren of Nick Mido is stuck to that rear wing of Colonel McCoy. Star Classics losing time to Warn Time. Then last laps around 135.4, 135.7. So 0.3 to Warn Time's favour that time around. But that is enough for Warn Time to stretch a gap enough to not have to defend too hard. So Colonel McCoy then has still got that orange McLaren. Oh my goodness me, that was Dangerous Genetta again, very, very deep into turn 1. But that's allowed him to close right up on the pair ahead of him. Wow, Dangerous Genetta has suddenly really come alive. Through 4. Very close to that outside rumble strip. There we just see that's Wacky Racer and Gonzo having their battle. These 4 charging into turn 7. Oh, that's the roof of Colonel McCoy going very deep. Ringside seat here from Dangerous Genetta. You can see the McLaren of Nick Mido is still determined to do something with that roof. And still he is thwarted. Into turn 9 they come then. Tad wide for Dangerous Genetta, but not too bad. Whoop, that was a little bit too wide. And as did the 2 cars behind him. Down towards 11. Still the McLaren, it cannot do anything about the roof ahead, or indeed, and it has to defend rather from the roof behind. Checking with Warren's eye, then he really has broken away from Star Classic. 3 seconds there. But he is closing in on Vadim ahead. There you go. There's the Audi in the background there. You can see Warnshire is closing that gap down. Let's look at the laps last time around. 134.8 to 134.5. Actually, last time around, Vadim opened up a gap. And that was Vadim's best lap, 134.5. So the pace is pretty consistent. The top 4 all doing sub 135s. Pretty impressive. Look how close Warntire's best is to Groby's. Just 72 thousandths of a second. Amazing. Vadim has been pretty much on his own for quite some time, as has this man Randrup, as has this man Groby. So, lap 18, 28 to go, so they still have these conditions for a while. So around about the halfway stage we should see the weather dry up, and then different setups, combinations may well start to prove an advantage. Back to this trio here. Roof McLaren roof of Colonel McCoy, Nick Mido and Dangerous Genetta. Anything happen down here? Oh, Dangerous Genetta. But look at the inside of Nick Mido. Again, impact by Dangerous Genetta. Oh, that's Wacky. Is Wacky Racer in trouble? Yes, he is. Where's that? He's had problems on the straight between 10 and 11. That's lost him the place to Franco Joe's. So Wacky Racer now having to recover and get back into his rhythm, as that's Max AFC in the next Audi just closing in on him. Franco Joe's. Dangerous Genetta's lost a lot of momentum due to that impact he had. As Gonzo has actually been overtaken by Nick Mido. Oh no, beg your pardon. Gonzo overtook Dangerous Genetta. Nick Mido is still with Colonel McCoy. Despite the fact he had that nudge from Dangerous Genetta, Nick Mido is right with Colonel McCoy still. And to be fair, Star Classic, what was the pace last time around? Mind you, it was 3/4 of a second to Warntire's advantage over Star Classic, and a couple of tenths over that of Vadim as well. And oh, look at that again, a new fastest lap of the race by Groby, 134.399. What incredible pace we're seeing by Groby this evening, as he's just coming across the line. Does he improve on that again? He did. 134.1. Wow. Vadim, round drop rather. 134.2, so only a tenth in it between those two drivers. Here comes Vadim. Does he improve on his best lap? Not quite. 134.6. Worn tyre. Does he improve? 134.0. A new fastest lap by the roof, and that's 6/10. He's closed in on Vadim. So now again we see worn tyre on a charge. Incredible. Star Classic then. What was his last lap? 134.5. So his personal best is still half a second down on that of worn tyre. Oh, goodness me. Look at the gap between less than a tenth between Groby and worn tyre as far as best laps are concerned. Oh, what might have been if worn tyre had not had such a disastrous start. Nick Mido. Oh, that's Dangerous Janetta on the inside of Gonzo. Dangerous Janetta losing that position earlier on due to an impact with Nick Mido. He's just gained that 8th position back. Can he hold on to it though? Can Gonzo attack back? Through 4 and 5. It looks like Gonzo is just going to follow at the moment. You may realise that Gonzo has the pace over him. Let's look at the best laps between these two. 134.9 by Dangerous Janetta, one of the few drivers outside of the top 5 that has a sub 135 lap. And 135.9 last time around for Gonzo. So Dangerous Janetta has got the pace over Gonzo at the moment. And that is Franco Jones you just see in the background there. Ooh, it's okay, just a tiny bit of dust there. It's not going to lose you really anything. Nick Mido still keeping the pressure on Colonel McCoy. Colonel McCoy must be pretty sick of seeing that orange McLaren in his rearview mirror. I'm sure Nick Mido is pretty fed up of seeing that roof ahead of him as well. Last time from 133.862 by worn tyre. Wow. Worn tyre is alive in this section of the race as we are fast approaching the halfway stage. Worn tyre is just electric. There is Vadim ahead. And you can see in some shots the weather is beginning to improve. So we might be seeing the dry line. The dry weather coming in pretty soon. It's still pretty wet. Let's get back to this battle here for 6th position. Colonel McCoy and Nick Mido. Oops, not what I meant to do. As they are coming through, that is 10-7. Identical lines by the roof of the McLaren. On board with the McLaren. You hear one of the Bentleys there. This track weather combination has not suited the Bentleys at all. Van Morvik, where is he? Oh, he's down in 18th. Oh, is Morvik out? Morvik is indeed out of the race. I didn't actually see his retirement. We have lost Morvik as well. Another victim has been claimed in this race. Unbelievable. That's why I couldn't see him. I wasn't looking down at the very bottom of the list. So Dangerous Janetta finds himself in a little bit of space. And the next close battle we have is actually Ease Neptune on Brzezinski. It's these two, the Mercedes and the Bentley. They have come through 7. And there you just saw the background, HFO in his Bentley continuing to try and push on. And that's Wacky Racer. Oh, Wacky Racer's in trouble again. Stationary on the track is out at turn 14. Yes, he is. He's had a spin at the final turn of 14. Can he get back up to speed before Brzezinski and Neptune catch up to it? Just about. On board with Brzezinski. And a Wacky Racer just about getting back up to speed to keep the Merc and the Bentley behind him. Back up to Nick Mido again. But quite a lot of airtime is Nick Mido and Colonel McCoy. Down to 9 again. Let's have a look at our lap times, and a lot of you like to see it. There we go, 133.6 by Groby. So when one tyre has a fast lap, Groby has an answer. Wow, wow, wow. And we have Vadim in the pits. Vadim is in the pits then. In comes the Audi. Looks like he's the only one in the pits at the moment. No one else is thinking about it. Nope, no one else is thinking about a pit stop at the moment. And Vadim is away. There's Colonel McCoy and Nick Miner who's just gone past. Here come Dangerous Janetta. And Vadim is now out of the pits. Can he beat Gonzo? Oh no, that's... Oh, could Vadim just hang on to the inside line? Oh, side by side through 1 and 2. The Audi wins out this time. Now it's interesting that Vadim has pitted when he has, because the rain is still there. I am under the impression that the weather is due to improve, but it may not necessarily be the case. Whoa, Gonzo running wide there at turn 10. We will see how that plays out for Vadim. He may have made a mistake, or he may have played a masterstroke. It's one of these hero or zero situations. That puts everyone from Worn Tyre downwards back up in position, or between Worn Tyre and Dangerous Janetta, I should say. Dangerous Janetta looks like he's gaining on the squabbling duo of Nick Mido and Colonel McCoy. Just check that times, 134.1, 134.7, 134.6, yep. So he definitely has been doing that. 134.5 by Worn Tyre. Absolutely incredible pace. But he has got 10 or so seconds between himself and Ramdrup, who has 10 seconds between himself and Groby. And there is Groby. He's just coming through turn 7 with that's A-Back ahead of him. Who's going to be pitting next, I wonder? Will people be hanging on to see if the weather is going to dry up for dry tyres? But the pace that certainly those at the front have been showing doesn't really indicate that they're struggling with their tyres in any way, so they could just carry on going. Well, they... Oh, that's Neptune and Britantic have just swapped position. Oh, look at that, side by side. That's turn 1 and 2. Nice move there by Neptune. Then he got on the inside of the Mercedes, and there we see HFO just behind. Can Britantic attack back at all? They come through 4 and 5. Oops, careful Britantic. Daisy, the McLaren of Wacky Racer. We saw him spin earlier on. He has been able to stretch away from these two. It doesn't look like Britantic got an answer to the Bentley. The weather has stopped raining by the look of it. Vadim may have... Well, I say that. It's raining in that shop, but it's not raining in, for instance, that shop with GA89. So... Not 100% sure what's going on with... Oh, that's Pando Francotos. Dangerous Janetta and Colonel McCoy. And Colonel McCoy's in the wall! Oh no! In the final turn! Colonel McCoy is facing the wall. Can he get going again? Yes, he is away, but he's losing so much time. Does he pit? It looks like he's going to pit. What a shame for Colonel McCoy. Losing so much time before he even gets into the pit lane. What a shame. But he's in the pits. Let's jump up to... Let's have a look at Dangerous Janetta. He is on the back of Nick Minos, and now Nick Minos lost the roof in front of him. Oh, goodness me, Dangerous Janetta very deep into turn 7. Nick Minos now having to defend from the roof of Dangerous Janetta. And Vadim has got Gonzo for company as well. I think Vadim is not long overtaken. Look at that, Vadim is gone. Wow. GG staying on the back of Nick Mido. Not seeing any pit stops from the top lot at the moment. Vadim's last lap 134.1, which is his best, but it's not up to the pace of the 133s we're seeing by the top 3 cars. GG staying right with the McLaren as they come through 13, and that's the McLaren in. Janetta is very very gingerly around 14. So that is Nick Mido in the pits then. That is that's Vadim that's just come through, and Gonzo, I think. Yep. What was Gonzo's? What was Vadim's last lap? 1:33.7. So now Vadim is on a charge. We'll see how that pays off for him. So Dangerous Janetta is now on his own. Most people are spread out now as Nick Mido still in the pits. Oh no, here he comes. Nick Mido comes out. That's 12th to Neptune. Sorry, 11th to Neptune. Just about gets out ahead of Brzancic. Just gets into turn 1. Oops, and that's the... That was the Bentley running wide there. Is that going to hand 11th position back to Nick Mido? Doesn't look like it. Looks like Neptune managed to get back up to speed just in time. Oh, I say that he's gone really wide at turn 4. That's the McLaren through. That's the Mercedes through. Neptune is surely going to pit soon. Unless, of course, he's got a different problem with that roaring Bentley. It looks like he's having a traction issue, though. I wouldn't be surprised to see Neptune in the pits very, very soon. HFO's not too far behind, but he's got J89 for company. This is 14th and 15th position. Oh, look at that. That's Neptune right on Brzancic's chase straight away. So Neptune not hanging around there. And Vadim and Starclass have got position. Starclass is in the pits, that is why. The dive bomb king now coming out. That's probably a little bit unfair. But Audi comes in just behind Gonzo. Well, position-wise ahead of Gonzo. Frank Andros is in as well. So he's just getting to his pit stop. Max AFC just hitting his pit box. Wacky Racer. A flurry of pit stops now. Wacky Racer hitting his pit box. That's Neptune. He's going to gain a few positions here. Excuse me. And that is 9%. I'm surprised Neptune didn't come in. There we go. Any sign from the top? Roby does not pit. Oh, is that Max in trouble? I saw... Where is he? Oh no, I beg your pardon. I thought someone was stuck in the wall, but this would be just the way that the camera made people look they were in the pits. So lots of position changing going on here. There's Brzancic, HFO and J89. They all pitted at once. A. Bach is in the pits as well. He's still in the pits. He's been there a little while. Roby then. There, we just saw Frank Andros in the background. And there he is again. It's incredible that he's able to maintain this kind of pace still with tyres like that. Oh dear, worn tyre. He's had troubles on with 137. Did he get caught out with back markers? He's still in third position. He's lost a lot of time on that last lap. Brzancic's already behind him. Dangerous Janetta in fourth position. Has yet to stop. And very deep into turn 4. But managed to keep it on the black stuff. Just about. I think the rain has pretty much stopped. It's a little bits of it here and there. But we could well be seeing dry weather conditions getting to us soon. There's Vadim. 132.852 by the Audi. Oh my goodness me. Vadim is charging then. He wants to get back up to the front end of the field. Well, the 4 ahead of him have not pitted. They could try and do the next 17 laps without having to do so. Ooh, steady Vadim, don't push too hard. The rain has pretty much stopped now. So the track will just... We're not seeing any spray, so the track dried up pretty quick. We will see how that plays into certain people's hands. Anyone up the top pitting? No, nobody has. And there's Dangerous Janetta. He's pushing on. Vadim, we know, has not long been through the pits to see what his last lap was. 131. 131.9. Surely those ahead of him can't ignore that. Looks like Vadim has timed his pit stop to perfection. I thought he'd done it too early, and he may well have considered it too early. We're only catching up with his decent laps now. The rain has pretty much stopped now, and the sun is glinting off the cars, so Vadim is on a charge. Surely those ahead of him cannot ignore that. 132.4 by Star Classic. Wow, he's gone through the pits and he's on a charge as well. Groby continues. I would imagine that people at the front are considering a zero-stop race. They may have built up enough of a gap. That's Ramdrop coming through. That Audi is... who is that? Is that Max, I think? It's not Vadim, I know that much. Oh, beg your pardon, Max is the one in front. I'm getting my Audis the wrong way around. Worn tyre, he just come through with 132 treble 9. Oh, even on those worn tyres, that's incredible pace. Nick Mido's doing... We're seeing the lap times really dropping now as the dry weather now really takes hold. Those on their original tyres are going to have a hard time keeping their cars on the black stuff, I would have thought. Neptune and Gonzo still having their fight. This is for 8th position between the Bentley and the roof. Vadim is just a couple of seconds off of it. I think someone's in the pits. Yes, that's HFO just exiting the pits now in 17th position. Away he goes. Let's jump back to Vadim then. There he is, just 2.5 seconds there or thereabouts. That is Dangerous Ginetta ahead of him. He's reeled in the roof at an alarming rate of knots. 131.971 for the Audi. I wonder if that is going to make people rethink their tyre strategy. Oh, Neptune! Neptune's falling through the pit, falling through the field. No, he's not. That's why he's in the pits. And that's Max coming through. Where's Brzancic? No, Brzancic decided to continue. Oh, is Max going wide at turn 1? Yeah, I thought he was going a bit deep. But he's pretty much on his own. Canon McCoy has been through the pits then. He is now in 10th on the back of Franco Droz. We are well and truly into dry conditions now. Oh, look how much more grip that the roof has. That is a move on the inside at turn 7. Franco Droz has no answer. And Canon McCoy takes that 9th position comparatively easily. That's Gonzo directly ahead of him. I want to keep a very close eye on this man, Vadim. 131.3 now by the Audi. The 4 ahead are still in the 133s, 132s. Well, anywhere between 32.6 and 34.1. That's worn tyre to Ramdrop. So worn tyre still sitting 132s. 1.3 second difference between him and Vadim. But there's 30 seconds on track time in between the two. And that's Vadim. Have a look on the inside at turn 7 and look at the grip. Incredible by Vadim there. That is 4th position, taken quite easily. Dangerous Jadeda, I think knew he couldn't defend it, and through he went. So Vadim's got about 25 seconds to gain on worn tyre. That's going to be an interesting battle when that one occurs. There is worn tyre. He's coming down the road towards, that's 14. He's not pitting again. It looks like he's going to go to the end or a very late pit stop. Ramdrop hasn't pitted. He's got past the fellow Audi of Max. Put a lap on him. And there is Groby. He's just gone past Franco Droz and Colonel McCoy. And he heads into turn 7 with Gonzo directly ahead of him. What was Groby's last lap? 133.8. So again, their lap times are pretty consistent. And they probably do have, they have a pretty big lead. There's 10 or so seconds between first and second and third. 25 seconds thereabouts down to 4th. So it could well be that they can just maintain their pace and keep their positions. But this man is going to push like with everything he's got to try and make a difference in that situation. And a tad wide at 10. I think we'll turn 10 and go, oh no, big pardon, that was 4. That's back, and HFO swapping position again. He's back in the pits. Back has retired. Another victim of this circuit then. We are down to 16 runners here at Zhuhai. So Groby's gotten past Frankadros. He's got Colonel McCoy ahead of him. He must have made a mistake because I'm sure they were both behind him there. 134.8, so that's a bit of a slower lap by Groby, but not by a great deal. He may actually let Frankadros through. You might think about it. Oh, Frankadros having a dive on the inside. Again, that may have been communicated to Frankadros. Groby's got nothing to gain by keeping the Aston behind him, and he has got 10 odd seconds down the road between himself and Ramdrop, who's running a similar pace. 133.2, that's Ramdrop's best lap so far. 131.0 by this man Vadim. Wow. He is on a charge, but does he have enough laps to close that gap down? He's going to be relying on a mistake between himself, for the front three for him to be able to gain on them. If you look at the lap time differences, I mean, one tyre 132.6 again for him, so that's 1.6 seconds to Vadim's favour there, but there's 22 seconds of thereabouts of track distance between them and 13 laps to do it. You do the maths, it does not add up. So Vadim is going to rely on a mistake by the Audi roof combination ahead of him. And the three ahead will know that they're running similar pace, although Warntide does seem to have the pace advantage over the two ahead of him. But I don't think he has enough pace advantage to be able to close up to maybe challenge for the next position. As he crosses the line, his lap time is a 132.9, so again only 0.3 off his best, and still pretty consistent, and still importantly quicker than Ramdrop ahead. 8.7 seconds separates him, 12 laps to go. At what's that, half a second a lap? Again, it's not going to be enough. One mistake, as previously mentioned, and that will completely change. Someone has just hit the wall. Who's that in the wall? That's Max. That's Max AFC. There he is. The Audi's had trouble at turn 4 and is in the wall. He's not moving at all. That is the end of Max AFC's race, and there we go. He's now in the pits. He's actually left the server. A disconnection there from Max AFC. What a shame. Colonel McCoy is having a battle with... There he is, Colonel McCoy and Gonzo. This is the closest on-track battle we've got at the moment, so let's follow this. I say that, actually. G89 and Brzanczyk are having a battle. This is the 12th position. Barely looked at these two all race long. So whilst everyone else is trying to sort out what they're doing, let's have a look at the battles we've got here. 8th and 9th, Gonzo and Colonel McCoy. And 12th and 13th, Brzanczyk and GA89. And that roaring Bentley you hear is Ease Neptune. There we go, just through the shot there. Streaming down the road. That is the back straight, heading towards turn 14. Can GA89 get the momentum? Interesting, he doesn't use all of the track. Whether that was intentional or not. Oh, we've just lost somebody else. Who did we just lose? Oh, that's GA89 spun. He's had to let Ease Neptune through that. We have just lost someone from around 4th or 5th position, and I missed who it was. Another victim of this race has been claimed, unfortunately. We only have 12 runners remaining. Groby continues that. And there he is, and that is Frankadros straight ahead of him as he comes through 11 and 12. Lap times still pretty consistent, 133.4 for Groby. As he comes around the last turn, let's see what his lap time is this time around. Frankadros is running light on fuel, 133.3. That's Groby's best lap of the race, 1:33.345. Those tyres must be dead by now. 10 laps to go here at Zhuhai. Ram drop. Does he gain anything? He gained a 10th. And that is Wacky Racer directly behind Ram drop. So close to Ram drop's personal best, but not quite there. Worn tyre, 1:32.4. So that's his best lap of the race. Look at that, 1:31.9. 1:31.0 for Vadim. He's keeping consistent. And again, 1:31.0. That is consistency for you. 17 seconds with 10 laps to go. Sadly, is not enough at the pace difference, but we'll see what happens in the closing 10 laps of the race. This is truly a sign of never give up, as that sees Neptune you see and hear slightly further up the road. Who shall we have a look at with our remaining runners? Let's have a look at where everybody is. Groby then was our pole man, led from the beginning, has not pitted and looks set not to. As the Aston of Francadro is already ahead. No way, DG. No way. It was you we lost. Ah, it's a shame that your internet killed your progress on this one, DG. 1:33.2. So again, Groby is picking up the pace probably as much as he can do to try and maintain the lead. I don't think he really needs to a great degree. 9 laps to go, 10 seconds is behind. So this man Ram drop, and that is Wacky Racer in the McLaren in between the two. 1:34.4. So Ram drop's not had as good a lap last time around. War tyres again set his personal best, 1:32.4, and again as has, if I can find him, there he is, Vadim. Star Classic at the pits. Oh, no, he's not. That's just the camera getting lost. Vadim is really pushing on. Hello, Stig. Good to see you. Good to see you. Quite a lot early on. We're in the closing stage of the race now. But Vadim is doing a Vettel here. He's really closing in on Worn Tyre. And Worn Tyre is trying to close in on Ram Drop as Neptune moves aside for Vadim to come through. Without a mistake, we're pretty much going to see the cars finish in the positions they are in. Everyone is fairly spaced down now. We've had quite a lot of disconnection. We have 12 runners left. Yeah, we have 12 runners remaining in this race. We started with 21. That's quite a big attrition rate. Groby continues to lead. As, again, he hasn't pitted. Neither has Ram Drop. 1:33.0 by Groby. 1:32.6 for Ram Drop. And 1:32.3 for Worn Tyre. And 1:31 for Vadim. Oh, a bit deep there. Slightly missed the apex at 4 for Worn Tyre, but on he goes nonetheless. Still in a strong podium position. Races are races. If they have any vague opportunity of gaining a position, they will push on for it. And there is Vadim then, chasing Worn Tyre, chasing for that podium position, but he's still quite a way behind to do so. Star Classic, who we saw was some great moves early on, is in 5th position, quite a way down from the lead. He's doing 1:31s as well after his pit stop. Nick Mido. Again, we saw some great battles with Colonel McCoy, who sadly we have lost from this race. On he continues in 6th position. His last lap around a 1:32.109, his personal best of the race. Gonzo. Oh, cool, Stig. Are you looking to join a league then, in which case, if you've been practicing a lot? Gonzo in 7th position. 1:33.4 last time around. Franco Droz, sole Aston of this race, in 8th. 132.6 his best. 132.9 last time around. Wacky Racer in 102, I think, remaining McLarens. 132.1 his best. 132.2 his last time around. Finds himself in 9th position with second race round up coming up behind him. That'll be awesome, Stig. That'll be awesome. Any new faces always welcome here in AOR. And you never know, you might have me talking about your antics. Neptune, 10th position. Has not had a race that he would like. GA89, fairly close to Neptune, but pressing on, trying to keep in touch with him. HFO, I think that's HFO just crossing the line, yes it is. Also in the Bentley. Minding his own business pretty much. There you go, Groby. You've got Dangerous Giannetta's support in the... You don't need a G29. I would don't get it wrong, they're a great wheel, but I use a Driving Force GT, but then I'm not a league racer, I suppose. Now, Groby, last time around, 133.5. It's half a second off his best, so he's still keeping fairly consistent. 6 laps to go, round drop. 132.8. He gained 6th, 7th, 10th, but he's still 10 odd seconds down. Worn tyre. 132.2. Still setting personal bests at this late stage with his tyres being his namesake worn. He's still setting personal bests. He's still pushing pretty hard. It's going to be a mammoth task to close down Ram Drop for that second position, but you can't take it away from Worn Tyre. He is determined. Vadim has been pressing on 131.0, just a couple of tenths off his best. He's been closing in at a decent rate of knots on Worn Tyre, but even at that rate, I don't think he's going to close in. That's fair play, Stick. That is fair play. I mean, Franco Droz uses a controller, so you can compete in Project Cars Leagues with a control pad. There's nothing stopping you, sir. I mean, hell, some people do league racing on a keyboard, believe it or not. Vadim coming around the last turn, then, whoops, slightly wide on the exit of 14. His last lap around it is 130.7. Yet again, setting a new race record. 1.5 seconds off of the gap between himself and Worn Tyre. At Worn Tyre's pace, he is still closing in on Ram Drop ahead. There, you see him actually at the top of the shot. Tell me about it, Stig. Tell me about it. 5 laps to go then, here at Zhuhai. One mistake is all it will take. Just one, may not even be by the driver themselves. One mistake by a back marker to block them could completely change the outcome of this race. Here is Groby, catching up with Franco Droz. On that back straight through 13, down towards 14. Just keeping it nice and smooth, nice and consistent. Does he break 133? He does indeed with 132.826. He's still setting personal bests at this late stage without a pit stop as well. 4 laps to go. Ram Drop 132.9. So he lost a tenth on Groby that time around. Worn Tyre 132.4. Gained half a second on Ram Drop. Vadim 131.3. Gained 1.1 that time. He didn't have as good a lap as he did the one before. Star Classic. There he is crossing the line. 131.6. So he's on a pretty good charge as well. Nigmido. He's still on that back straight. I'm going to keep an eye on one tyre here. Just because that car ahead, you just don't go out of the shot, is second place Ramdrop. I'm just going to keep an eye on one tyre here. So I've just got a feeling that something's going to happen around here in these closing stages that could jumble up the order here. Now, whether Ramdrop is aware that one tyre is gazing at the back of that rear wing, I do not know. Though, further down the field, in 10th position, is this. It's Ease Neptune and GA89 for 10th position. Roof against Bentley. We may yet see a change of position here. And that behind was 5th place Star Classic coming to put a lap on them. 33.4 for Groby, 33.0 for Ramdrop, 32.1. My God, 32.1 for Worn Tyre. Every lap is getting consistently quicker and quicker and quicker, it seems. 131.2 for Vadim. Now you see why I'm wondering whether something's going to happen here, because Worn Tyre is just getting faster and faster and faster. That was 9/10 of a second he gained on Ramdrop there. If Ramdrop tyres are dead and Worn Tyre is still finding decent life in his, we may yet have a battle for second position. Oops, a bit wobbly there for Worn Tyre on the exit of 10. Down to 11. There's the Audi. He's got it very firmly in his sights. Where's Groby? Here comes Groby then. To start lap 44, penultimate lap then. 133.1. Ramdrop 132.7 and 132.3 for Worn Tyres. Another half second. There's still 5 seconds between them, so it will rely on a mistake to change the order. Could still happen. Surely Ramdrop knows he's there. But Ramdrop may also know how many laps are left and have done the maths and figured out he doesn't need to push too hard to keep the position to himself. We will see. In the braking zones, that gap does dip below a second. Oh, and that's GA89 and Neptune having a battle. Whoa, and that's the roof going very, very wide as Star Classic works his way through. And GA89 staying behind the Bentley at the moment. Now that Star Classic's gone past them. Into 7. Oh, and that's deep for the... That was deep for the Bentley, but G89 had wheel spin on the exit of that and could not get the power down when he needed it. I just looked up and saw the gaps had shrunk, but I think that was braking zones more than anything else. We are on the final lap here at Zhuhai, and 133.3 for Groby, 132.8 for Ramdrop, 131.9 for Worn Tyre. Still setting personal best times. Vadim 131.0, another 9/10 off of the gap between him and Worn Tyre, but saving a mistake that these positions are decided. Oh, a very wide line there for Worn Tyre. You can visibly see how he's closed in on the Audi ahead. Through turn 7. Looks like the zero stop strategy paid off for the top 3. Where is Groby? There he is, that's turn 10. With Wacky Racer already behind him. Ram drop and oops, it's a warm tire going a little bit wide on the exit of 9. Let's follow Groby through. Unless he bins it now, this win is surely going to be his. Down to 13, down to 14. And there we go, it's the start finish straight. A different route on the top step. Your winner here in Zhuhai, it is Groby 0815. Ram drop comes across the line. Great second position for him with, where is he? There he is. Worn tyre taking that third position. Brilliant zero stop strategy for him. Vadim, a valiant charge back for the Audi after his pit stop, but was not able to topple worn tyre from his position. Fourth position for him. Fifth will be Star Classic. Here he comes to cross the line. Sixth is going to be, I think it is going to be this man. Nope, it's, there it is. It's Neptune 7th. Wacky Racer is in 6th position. He's already crossed the line. Whoa, and that's these two. He's Neptune G89 under AI control. Side by side through turn 1. G89 8th. Here comes Nick Mido. He now claims the 6th position. I've completely lost who's got it and who hasn't. Who's still going? Gonzo. He's on the last straight. The penultimate straight, rather. Into the final turn. Whoa, very big slide. If you're going to do it in style. Why not? Here comes Gonzo then. Crosses the line for 7th position. Oh, Franco Troes. He's going to go over the line backwards. Yeah. I think he's pretty much the last runner. HFO's already over the line. Here's Franco Troes. Slideways over the line. Bang! 8th to Franco Troes then. Wacky Razor's already crossed the line in 9th position. He's Neptune 10. GA9 11. HFO in 12th. And ABAC retired some time ago. He's classified in 13th position. There goes a McLaren. I'm not sure who that was. It just crossed the line. And that is everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being with me throughout this Zhuhai race. Congratulations to Groby for a great win. Ram drop and worn tyre for a wonderful zero stop strategy, claiming the podium positions. Great comeback for Vadim for 4th. Star Classic 5th. And of course our other finishes, Nick Mido, Gonzo, Franco Droz, Wacky Razor, he's Neptune GA89 and HFO for actually getting to the checkered flag, because quite a lot of people didn't. Right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. We'll see you right here next time for more AOR action. Thank you very much and good night.